Okay, we're back, guys, and we're just passing the Newcastle Tower. That's huge, look at it, it's massive. Looks amazing in VR, huge. And we're just taxiing to the active, and we're behind this little 172, which is sounding very nice, I've got to say. We're now in the TBM900, and actually we had a call from a VIP that wants picking up from Southend, so we're actually going to end. We're gonna go to Southend first, and then from there head to Shoreham. That should be a nice little flight, that. And you can see actually there's someone on finals as well. So I know that there's Just Flight has released their air traffic control, not air traffic control, AI program that populates loads of airports and sort of sounds very intriguing. And I remember when that got announced, it was quite a while ago actually. I was really excited to hear of an actual add-on that enhances X-Plane, you know, hugely in terms of sort of the world traffic, because it's generally speaking pretty awful. But I mean, you wouldn't think that at the moment because it's looking pretty good, but you know, generally speaking it's not that great. But I've heard some pretty bad reports about it so far, so I'm holding fire. So if anyone in the comments, if you've used it, and I'd be interested to hear your experiences, because I would love to buy it. I was literally gonna buy it until I saw on the X-Plane Facebook group that it's not looking that brilliant. So let's see how air traffic control handles this. This 172 hopefully will hold short and let this aircraft land. We'll just stop here and put our parking brake on. We don't need to do any run-ups or anything like that, but what we will do is in fact we won't put the traffic landing light on just yet. In fact, yeah, we're all ready to go, so we just need to wait patiently for our slot. See if we can see him landing. Oh, I'm gonna really crane my neck here. That's a bit of a long landing. Oh, and a bit of a hard landing as well. But yeah, 172 was waiting patiently there. Very good. In fact, give me a chance to have a coffee. Sip. I mean, air traffic is such another important part of flying. And I love the air traffic control and system and the AI and FSX and Prepared. Even though it's a bit rudimentary, it's actually pretty decent. It works well. And I've always, that was one of the things I struggled with when I kind of converted, shall we say, to X-Plane, was just this sort of world was a little bit lifeless, really. But it's getting there. But with programs, add-ons such as Just Flight, I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but it sounds like it was a bit buggy, to be honest. But anyway, we'll crack on. I don't think we even need flaps, to be honest, for this. We won't bother. Some huge runway. Takeoff power is set.
Sierra, Papa, Newcastle, altimeter 2967.
Newcastle, altimeter 2967.
And we are airborne. Well, we are now. That was a terrible rotation, but never mind. It's not like I'm recording or anything. Oh, a few stutters. So we'll get a nice view of Newcastle as we head out here. Newcastle is a very nice custom area, actually. That's probably why we're getting a couple of little stutters. Landing light off, and we'll take a quick look outside. That's very nice indeed. As you can see, Newcastle down there off our left wing. and what looks like a mini Sydney Opera House. So I've never actually been to Newcastle. I can't believe I've never been. I don't know why. Just hasn't really worked out. I'm surprised I haven't gigged there in the past or something, but no. That looks amazing. Right, onwards to the flying. We will take our inertial separator off. And we're all good.
172.
So how long have I been in the Reverb now? I think we're about 2 hours in. And we're now heading to Shoreham, but we're via sort of Southend, which is very close to London. So we'll be getting some interesting performance there. But as you've seen from my previous video, that it's not really much of a problem, which is great. I've got to say, I'm loving this sky. I thought we'd have a bit more rain than we've had so far, so we're doing well. We're kind of missing it. But as I say, we're heading further in now. But by the time we've got to Southend and then Shoreham, and then headed to Southampton, that's going to be... we're going to be hitting about 3.5 hours by that point. And if I can get the Challenger up as quick as I can, I'm guessing that's going to be at least an hour and a half, probably 2 hours to Innsbruck. We're going to be touching 5.5 hours by the time we're finished. But we shall see how we get on. But I'm just going to feel the... I'm feeling the top of the headset and the front of the headset on the Reverb. And it's nowhere. It used to get really hot, but no such problems this time around. I really would recommend anybody buying a new Reverb to get it through the HP store. Not because I'm sponsored by them or anything. I mean, come on guys, look at my subscribers. I've literally just started doing YouTube videos. It was never a plan for me to do any videos, but I've really actually been enjoying sharing some of my experiences with you guys. It's been really good, and you know, I'm very honest with anything that I use, but I'm only saying to recommend to get your Reverb through HP, only because then you can be really sure that you get looked after if it, you know, doesn't work out, but primarily so you get the actual new version. Now your headset in the device manager, or even in Windows Mixed Reality, should say, I think it's VR1000-2XXX. That's when you know you've got the the newer version. Anyway guys, I am going to cut this video here because, as I say, this is a long session I'm doing today, and I wish I could record it all, but it's just going to really eat my hard drive up. So we are about 46 minutes out. I'm just going to sit back, have my coffee. Might even go back in the cabin and enjoy some of the amazing views that we have outside here in the mighty Reverb, and I'll see you as we approach Southend. Bye for now. Okay guys, change of plan. I've decided to go to Shoreham because we're not going to have enough time otherwise to do everything. So at the moment I'm VSing up to 3,000 feet per minute until I get to a climb of about 160 knots. And then I'm going to hit FLC, and that will put us into IS mode, basically where it'll pitch for the particular speed. Now I've actually, I'm doing this exactly how the real life TBM pilot would, simply because of those YouTube videos from Steve-O, which is really useful. So as I say, at the moment going up 3,000 feet per minute, or 2,700 feet per minute, you see the speed's bleeding off. And we're about to get to 160 knots, and I'm going to click FLC mode. Once we do that, we can actually do a bit more power. Okay, that will do. FLC mode. And now we're going to pitch for 160 knots, which is great because that means you don't have to worry about stalling and getting too slow. So yeah, we're off to Shoreham. Instead we're going to ditch Southend because otherwise we will be literally in this for 6-7 hours by the time we finish, which is fine, but unfortunately, you know, I can't really spend completely all day in it. Although it is tempting. Wow, look at that guys, amazing. So we're just shooting up to 16,000 feet rather. I'm going to come over here and let's have a look here. go to System and click Manual FLE. That will make sure that our cabin pressure is monitored and changed automatically. And we're off to Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. And we're nearly at 16,000 feet already, which is fantastic. And we can adjust the torque accordingly. Now the newer TBM940s have a automatic, oh, that's our call out. They have an auto throttle system, but they also have this amazing feature where, because as you climb, the torque will need adjusting. I would love to see Hotstart do a variant of the TBM 940. So at the moment we actually have a very strong crosswind of 75 knots, even at this low altitude. And as you can see, we're crabbing through the air. I'll just zoom in for you. And we're actually crabbing through the air. So that's going to affect our ground speed somewhat. But we should be there within the hour. Okay guys, so I will now disappear and I'll see you when we get near to Shoreham. I think I was getting a bit too carried away with all the destinations I could probably fit into 5 hours, but to be fair, you can't really fit that much. Especially when we were at the top of Scotland not that long ago. And we're looking now at, it's 25 past 3. I started at about 12:30, 1:15, so yep, time is, it's just going so fast. I can't believe how time is going so quick. And I probably should have something to eat at some point as well, so but let's see if we can get there first, and then maybe I'll just have a quick break to have something to eat, plan the flight for the Challenger, and then we'll get going again. Okay, so I've just put in a VNav profile and set to be at Echo Golf Hotel India, hence Southampton, at 2,000 feet, and our time per top of descent is at 6 minutes. With a target of 900 feet per minute. That probably will go up a little bit. So when we get that call out, we'll get a vertical track call out that will come up on here, and then we know when to start descending down and what particular vertical speed we need for that profile. I've set that to 2.5, which is that's fine. Some airliners probably have a descent profile of about 3, but we will stick with 2.5. But that is a strong headwind today, that really strong headwind. That's kind of shafted us a bit, to be honest. Otherwise we probably would have easily made it to Shoreham, but never mind. We will continue onwards and take a look outside. Okay guys, as we continue our descent, I will get back to you as we are on approach into Southampton. I just love how there's always so much to see with this scenery. I could fly across this scenery for the next 10 years and find something new each time. I just really hope that with the new Microsoft Sim that I'm able to cache quite a substantial area. I'd love to sort of like download offline the whole of the UK, since I generally spend most of my time in the UK, and then, you know, sort of stream other areas, or whether, you know, once you start streaming, or if you want to download another area, whether you have to then overwrite that area, you know, basically if I could save certain areas, that would be great. We've just hit some turbulence and wind here, so that's interesting, and we're 5 minutes away. I'm going to switch over to tower now. Southampton doesn't actually have a ATIS, so we might have to rely on active sky when we're a bit closer. We need to really slow down here. Inertial separator needs to come on because that rain is bad. I think we're heading pretty much exactly where we need to be. Okay, and we will click approach. There we go. Everything's going to happen pretty damn quick now, guys, so I'm not going to talk for a bit because I need to concentrate. Slow down. Landing light on. Got some anti-ice on as well because this rain's probably going to be very cold. Gear down. My faithful TBM will hopefully guide me onto the runway. You hear all that rain then? Wow, that's a ultimate Weather XP sound. We're staying on the glide slope. I'm looking for that runway. Shout out, guys, if you see it before me. Okay. Flaps. Now we'll just go 10 degrees, that'll be enough. I think we're coming out of it slightly here. Still no sign of the runway, I can't see it at all. And that's with the reverb as well. It's a tense moment, this is. When you're looking for that runway. Trust in the aircraft systems, because I really can't see it at all. Oh my goodness, it's even worse! Keep looking for that runway, guys. It's there somewhere. Looks like we've got an altitude fail. We'll continue on regardless. Synthetic vision looks amazing in the reverb. Incredible. Where is that runway? There it is. We've got it. I have control. Wow. Took a screenshot there. And we are down. Oh, that's a bit of a hard landing. Whew. So we've made it to Southampton. Right down to minimums as well. Looks like we've got a bit of a systems problem there, so I'll have to check that in the maintenance log. But I'll park this up and then we'll jump in the Challenger and continue on to Austria. So I shall see you in a few moments.